Hello, this presentation is on how to use Blackboard step by step. Blackboard is the main course delivery system that Lawson State Community College has. This is where you should be able to pick up all your syllabi and other course information in terms of announcements and just general material to support your course. If you are taking the Freshman Academy course, what's very important for you to understand is that you really can't even gain access to homework and things like that without going through Blackboard. So this course is 100% supported through Blackboard. As you notice, I am on Lawson State's Lawson State's web address, so you need to start there at www.lawsonstate.edu. And once you're on that site, just scroll down as you see me doing here, and you want to find the Blackboard online portal. If you are a new user, I really want you to start here under Blackboard Tech Support. So go ahead and click on Blackboard Tech Support. And this is a very good place to start because what it will do is pretty much give you step-by-step directions. As you see, we're going to focus on Blackboard right now, but understand that this self-help will also link you if you're having trouble with logging in to email, for instance. But let's go ahead and click on First-Time Users for Blackboard. And if you notice, it's going to walk you through the directions for logging on. Steps to log on to Blackboard. So as you can see, your username for all new students is your first initial, last name, and the last 4 digits of your social security number. Okay? And for old students, it would be your first initial, last name, and the last 2 digits of your student number. So for most of you watching this presentation, you're going to fall in this particular category, which is using your social security number. Okay? Also, the password is a 6-digit number, your date of birth. 2 digits for the month, 2 digits for the day, and 2 digits for the year. Also, this teaches you how you can change your password, and also how do you get assistance. So if you try everything and you still can't get on, this will walk you through how to get email assistance. You email Dr. Alice Tyler Milton at amilton@lawsonstate.edu. Notice what she says, no phone calls, please. Let me state that if you do in fact have to email Dr. Milton, it's very important that you provide her with all the information that she needs. So you let her know what the problem is, and you actually give her the username and your password in terms, so she can compare that to what she has in the system. So I'm going to go ahead and log us into Blackboard using my information here. And when you get on, because I'm an instructor, you'll see my page will look a little bit different. Excuse me. But when you get on, you're going to see a listing of all the courses that you're currently enrolled in. And so what I want to do today is focus primarily on the Freshman Academy course. If you happen to get on a page and you see I just clicked on the Freshman Academy course, and you'll notice that right now it's showing me the announcements page. But one of the things I want you to notice is right over here there's a little arrow. You see that? If I click that, that'll bring up the menu options, which is what I want really for this class or any class. You should always see the menu options for the course because that's how you navigate within the course. So again, all I did was click that little arrow button. If I click it again, it'll take that away, and if I click it again, it'll bring it forward. So you always want to put it in this view, particularly for this course. So what I want to do is walk you through the particulars for this course. Before I forget, one of the things I just want to really emphasize that not only do you need to use Blackboard on a continuous basis for this course, because this is a high-tech course, there's a new note that I just added here, which is purchase a laptop today. One of the things that can really help you to be very successful in your college career is to get a laptop. If you do not have one of the things you can do is go in the bookstore and order one and use your financial aid money, if you are a Pell student, to get a very cost-effective computer. If not, you can pay cash for it or you can charge it because they are cost-effective wireless laptops. So that's one of the things I wanted to highlight for you because of the fact that this course, like others, will be very dependent on your ability to get online. You always want to check for announcements. Right now we have standard ones going on, but throughout the course your teacher will use announcements to communicate various things to you. Of course, here's the information about the syllabus, and right now I'm just showing you and getting you comfortable with the menu options for this course. The other thing I want to stress is the course downloads. This course, as I said, is very high tech, and 100% of all tests and quizzes are online. But don't assume that your computer at home, or even your laptop will be compatible. That means there are certain settings that you have to put in. You have to do some things to make sure your computer is compatible. And so right now I'm under course downloads. One of the very first things you need to do the very first week of class, that means today, this afternoon when you get home, you want to go online and you want to follow these steps right here. Start here first. Before you attempt to take a test or quiz, you need to download all of the important information. And as you can see, this is following these steps to get your computer acclimated to taking tests online. Also, you want to download QuickTime Player to your computer if you don't have it, and also Windows Media Player and Adobe Reader, because about 70% of information that we deliver on this system, you'll need Adobe Reader, and we have lots of videos. So it's very important that you get your computer set up. If not, you're going to it's going to get kind of frustrating for you. So we're just kind of right now walking you through some of the main things that you'll see. Now, I'm going to move to course materials and information. One of the most important things that you're going to find in this course is that if we click on weekly materials, this is the one menu option that you're going to spend, I would say, 70% of the time right here. Because this course is broken down per week, as you can see, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. It goes all the way down. So whether you're in a mini-term course or whether you're in a a regular term course, it's either going to say week 1, session 1, week 2, session 2. So it's following you throughout the course. So if I click on week 1, this is going to provide me with all of the information that I need to get through for week 1. And again, it's just reminding you of those downloads that I just talked to you about. So you will always click on weekly materials to navigate yourself through. And the other thing, I'm going to go to week 3 so you can kind of see what I'm talking about in terms of the interactiveness of this course. Okay, so I'm on week 3, and first thing we have to take a survey, and then it's guiding me to some tutorials. But then you'll notice that I actually have some videos here that we are going to watch in this course. And whenever you see a black box, don't let that fool you. You can actually play the video. All I have to do is go here and click the little arrow button, and it's going to play. Let's take a listen. I'll unmute it.
Once I thought that I could fly. I tried so hard, I wonder why. Someone said.
So I guess you get the point that you'll see throughout the Freshman Academy that there are all kinds of videos. Here's another one. And again, you just simply click on the little arrow button. And by the way, if you're watching this video right now on Integrity and you see it sort of like half the page, there's a little button to the right, kind of over in the corner, in this corner, that looks like a little square picture box. Go ahead and click that, and that will display this presentation in full view. All right, so let's move on. So we just went through, again, weekly materials, which is where you'll spend most of your time because it will provide you with all the materials that you need to get through that week. Homework is another place where you'll spend a lot of time. As I was stating before, the homework is all quizzes and tests. You'll have tutorials, but the homework section is very, very important. It will walk you through. If you notice here, look how detailed that is. Week 1, week 2, or session 2 is going to walk you through. See these 150 points? That's because for pretty much every tutorial that you watch in this class, there's an online test or quiz, and you do most of those outside of class. So if you fall behind, it's going to be very difficult for you to pass this class. You must keep up with the homework, and you must keep up with the tests. Most tests are relatively short, maybe 10, at the most 15 questions, but they weigh a lot. So you might have a 10-question test that's worth 100 points. The key is to read and view the tutorials and do the test. So, for example, look at week 6. It's telling you view online registration and complete the 100-point exam. So again, some of the tests are done during the course itself in class, but the majority of things are done outside of class. So it's your responsibility as a student of Freshman Academy to always know what's going on with the homework and making sure you stay abreast of the homework assignments. Very, very important. I can't really stress it enough. So these two areas of the course are very, very important. Again, our weekly materials as well as our homework. Those two areas are where you're going to spend most of your time in this class. I'm going to scroll down some more. Our class videos are major. You have different ways that we deliver videos to you. You saw one way. One way was within the embedded materials in the course, and oftentimes your faculty member or the facilitator of the course will play that in class. The other way is if you click on our class videos. Our class videos are right here, and again, this is usually your teacher is going to play these so you can see it as a class, but there are times when you working in a group will actually view these individually or at home for homework. All you have to do to access one is simply click on that person's name or the name of the topic, and that's Dr. Crawford, and it'll play.
I serve as the Chief Academic Officer here at LawsonState. I'm the Vice President of Instructional Services.
And if you look down here, you can see you can easily pause that or stop it, which we're going to go ahead and stop. So you see that this course has a lot of high-tech information within it. So right now I'm on my class videos. I'm going to click Freshman Academy to take me back. If you notice what I just did, I just clicked on Freshman Academy and it took me back to the course. So our class videos, either it's going to be here, or if you notice here, how to use Blackboard, use Tegrity to view. So we're going to go back to the Freshman Academy because the other place where you can find videos is Tegrity classes. The good news is that when you're in our weekly materials, it'll guide you and let you know exactly where a particular presentation is. So let's take a look at that. I'm going to go to Session 2 and notice what it says here. Looking for the Blackboard and email tutorials, click on Tegrity classes. So you don't have to kind of, guess where things are. Whenever you're at a loss, just go into your materials and it'll guide you. So let's go ahead and see if we can find the Blackboard tutorial. Just like it says Tegrity classes. So I'll go ahead and click Tegrity classes. It's just another place where we can go and find videos and tutorials. And you'll see a whole listing pop up in order. And here it is, Week 2, Blackboard. I simply click on, and as you can see, the presentation is playing. And again, this is what I was talking about. If you click this little button right here, it will expand and you'll see it in full presentation mode. Okay? Again, hit this little button right here. And to get out of that, if you wanted to just go back to the Tegrity page, hit your escape key on your keyboard and it will take you back. Also, we have Tegrity notes within Blackboard. You have this also in your textbook, which is the preferred way. You can go ahead and use the Tegrity notes that are in your notebook, or you can go ahead and click this, which is this little link, and you can actually type your Tegrity notes. And you use Tegrity notes anytime you're watching a presentation, because as I said earlier, you're going to have you have to be able to type, or not type, but actually use your notes to take a test. So you can simply type on this form and you can put in, your date, and you can actually use this to gather your notes and save it and print it. You can type in this little area and print your notes and use your notes for taking your test, okay? And you can go ahead and save that using this and save it to the desktop, okay? Just make sure you save it using your name. So I'm going to hit the X button to get out of that. All right, working down. The other place, as I mentioned before, that you're going to have lots of quizzes and tests, and 100% of them are delivered to you online. Now remember what I said, before you even use test and quiz, before you even actually test the first time, make sure you go to course downloads and make sure you complete the personal laptop or home computer test. Remember that we talked about that? That's very, very important. If you do not have a personal laptop or home computer, you can go ahead and use information or use the computers in the library, and they will assist you with this, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and click now on Quizzes and Tests. And again, when I click Quizzes and Tests, it's just reminding me to repeat those steps before I take my first test. To access any quiz or test, you simply click on that quiz or that test. We just have a few that are launched right now, but as you see, when the semester continues, more of them will be out here for the taking. So it's very, very important for you to watch the video. There's always going to be some kind of, it's either going to be integrity presentation or our class video presentation, or maybe a presentation that's embedded within the weekly materials, but it'll always guide you to what that homework assignment is, right? Just read the homework assignment if you're confused. But you need to make sure you've got to come back and take the quiz or test. The next area that I want to show you is projects and rubrics. Even though under the course materials we always outline what projects are coming up this week, and you'll see your facilitator is going to keep you on track, this is a new tab that we put out here just for easy access. It's just instead of you trying to remember where the project was introduced in the weekly materials, here you can just come and pull up project number 1. You can see the directions, you can see the rubric. I'm going to show you a rubric in a minute because I'm going to tell you why rubrics are so important. And then you see project number 2. You see that? And project number 2 rubric, and project number 3, which is the career project. So you can see that all the information is there. And if there are any templates, as there's a PowerPoint template with the first with the first presentation, you'll see that the PowerPoint is out here as well. Now, I want to pull up this first rubric just so you see what I mean by why it's important as a student to know what the rubric looks like. A rubric is a guiding instrument that your instructor will use to evaluate you for a project. So even though you have the directions for that project, it's always important for you as a student to look to see how and what you're being evaluated on. That'll better assist you as you're preparing and working and building your presentation. Okay, so this will guide you. This one is being evaluated on content. Group shows a full understanding and command of the topic and fulfills our requirements of the assignment. Well, if you don't even know what the requirements of the assignment are, that's not a good thing, right? Notice this one: preparedness, time management, and effectiveness. Group is completely prepared and has obviously rehearsed and managed their time quite effectively. So here, the instructor is looking to see if, in fact, the presentation that you guys are putting together has been rehearsed, has it been managed, has it been thought out, or do you all stand up there in front of your classmates looking like this was the first time you've ever presented? So these are that's why it's so important that you just don't focus on the directions, but that you really do look at what the instructor is looking at. All right, so I'm going to exit out of this particular document. Okay, here we go. So we just viewed quizzes and tests and projects and rubrics. One thing that I forgot to mention, under quizzes and tests, you'll see that the final exam is already out there. The final exam is a 2-part final exam, and you can see and find out more information, and there's a rubric, and it's out there because one of the assignments for the final you have to have done before you even walk in class at the end of the term. So again, this kind of information is already out there for you. The last thing that I want to talk to you about in terms of the course menu options has to do with, let's find it, your group work. All of your group work, 100% of your group work can be done actually online. And we do this so that, for some of you, you're only meeting once or twice a week, some of you just once a week. And it may be very difficult. We found with other courses that it's very difficult for you to always meet. All of us have different schedules. It's just difficult outside of class. So what we've done is created a way for you as a student to communicate and share documents online. The very first thing you have to do is actually sign up for your group. And there are actual tutorials, integrity, on how to sign up for your group, and your teacher will walk you through that. You'll actually watch that in class. But you first sign up for your group. and it's explaining what these groups are. And then once you sign up for your group, you'll actually go in to your group. And if you notice your group, you can send email to your fellow classmates. You can actually exchange files so that if you're working on a PowerPoint, you can craft and revise that PowerPoint and attach it to your group so that someone else can come in and add to it and then save it again. And you can also communicate through your group blog. That means you can discuss things just like you would discuss in person, but you're discussing through a blog. So this is a great tool and a wonderful addition to the course. Now let me also, while I have your attention about group projects, you must participate in the online version of the group, and if you don't, then you automatically lose 100 points for every test, because this is the way your teacher is going to track whether or not you've participated. You can actually even lose more points than that if we can find no evidence that you have actually engaged. This is the way your teacher will measure whether or not you've contributed or added to the group. So we no longer ask your group members. We don't ask, hey, did Sherry participate? We'll know whether or not Sherry participated based on the tracking mechanisms within Blackboard. Okay? Now, one other thing I want to highlight before we go has to do with your tools. So I'm going to go ahead and click Tools. And by the way, right in this area where it says Tutorial Videos, these are not a part of the course. This is just additional information. If you're one of those students who you've done a PowerPoint maybe once, but you need some more information about how to do PowerPoints, we have a series of videos on PowerPoint, step-by-step, little short mini presentations that will guide you through beginning, intermediate to advanced stages of how to do really good PowerPoints. If you have never taken a speech course, or you're not too comfortable about speaking in public, but it's always good for us to watch videos on public speaking. This course does have embedded step-by-step public speaking videos, as well as the same thing for how to create a Word document, step-by-step videos. Okay, the next thing I want to highlight before we actually close today will have to be the tools. So I'm going to go ahead and click Tools. And the main thing I wanted to show you is that you can actually send email to anyone in the class, including your instructor or your fellow students. So I'm going to scroll down to Select Users. And as you can see, this is just sort of like a fake class right now. But when you get into your class, all of the students in the class will be listed. So let's say that you wanted to send a message to a few students. You go ahead and highlight their names by clicking it and hit the little arrow to move it to this side, the right side of the window. So I'm just going to select a few. Okay. And once you've done that, you can go ahead and put a name to it, subject line. And a message. You can also attach a file by clicking Attach File and browse your computer, and you can actually send a particular, let's say I wanted to send a particular file. You click it and then hit Submit. Okay? And I'm going to go back to our announcements page. That's exactly where we began. Hopefully this presentation has made you a little bit more comfortable with working in Blackboard. You will be expected to use Blackboard pretty much from this point forward. It is the main way, as you see, that we deliver information. Whenever you are lost or confused, it is important to always first start with your presentation has been helpful. Again, if you encounter any problems with Blackboard, please email Dr. Alice Milton at amilton@lawsonstate.edu. Have a wonderful semester.